Can't you intervene in such things as social things like women को पूरी तरह ढका होना चाहिए, they can't go alone. You guys can't do anything.
These things take time because these are ideologies which need to be shifted.
अगर कोई फीमेल हो और मेरे को बोला जाए कि तुम अकेले कभी नहीं निकल सकते, I might be shattered.
Where we keep hearing things about molestation of girls. It's very, very common.
The moment you step in the airport of Afghanistan, you'll be a changed person.
Forcing them to marry the people locally at a young age.
Any threat in so many years?
वो सब तो होता है, मरना है यार. You're walking on the road, you can die. That's not a big deal.
Can't you intervene in such things as social things like women को पूरी तरह ढका होना चाहिए, they can't go alone. You guys can't do anything in that.
We're all apolitical in that sense.
But this is not politics. This is all about social
There is advocacy
and mental status.
We call it advocacy. I'm sure the UN. You've heard about the Secretary General talking. There are those things, discussions which keep going on, which is called advocacy at the highest level. So those things happen. They're ongoing, the talks. But there are, these things take time because these are ideologies which need to be shifted. So it depends.
As an individual, don't you feel sad? Because मेरे को तो सुन के बड़ा अजीब लग रहा है. अगर कोई फीमेल हो और मेरे को बोला जाए कि तुम अकेले कभी नहीं निकल सकते, तो मैं तो एकदम I might be shattered.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, my staff, it's very challenging for staff to come to our office. So we do find ways. I keep talking to them. We find different ways to turn around and give them some kind of help to come into the office, etc. But those are a lot of things, restrictions, security issues that we need to deal with. Yeah, it is. There are a lot of cases, I can go on and on that, where we've had issues where we keep hearing things about molestation of girls. It's very, very common, and forcing them to marry the people locally at a young age, reprimanding them openly in case they're not wearing the full abaya or going by themselves out. So those are various things that you keep hearing, open caning, so it's stifling, definitely. We also, when we go out, I wear a abaya when I'm going to the field. Yeah.
You also have to do the same thing there.
We do that because you see, it's best to not stand out. Yeah, to just.
So the moment you step into the airport of Afghanistan, you'll be a changed person?
The moment I step into the aircraft, I'll be a changed person. So we do wear the abaya and stuff. Better to be, safe than sorry.
That. Since you are working over there, you don't have any other choice. But still, I still feel that this way is how far the civilization will be going on. Very strange.
Yeah, we're going. I would say we're retrograding in that sense, instead of progressing. But I'm sure it's not a sustainable model, I would say.
Definitely.
So somewhere along the line, things may change, hopefully. We're just hoping people from within may look at reason and understand that if you do not educate a girl, how are you going to, questions are, how would you send your wife or daughter to be treated to a male doctor if you're really restricting even women doctors to come up and start treating people? So those things are avenues which I'm sure they're thinking about and exploring, because there are limitations there. Yeah, too many limitations.
Way beyond to accept it, however, but
and stifling one at that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there might be people who would want to go against it.
For sure.
And how long will they be able to manage such? I shouldn't say such a word, but still the revolt.
But I was talking to somebody locally and I was counseling them. That some people came and we're not going to do this. Not acceptable. I look, you come to the office 1 hour in the morning travel time, 1 hour in the evening, and even for myself, when I'm taking one flight every now and then, or I'm going into the field, I wear whatever I want to wear when I'm inside the compound, and we have no restrictions. But when I go out where people are going to be visible, best is why fight against people who are so many, you know, and you all by yourself. So why? You know, it's like banging your head against the wall. Why do that? Just be yourself and lie low. You know, it's also about, for now, UN is the only organization which is kind of recruiting women locally, and they're being allowed to work for us. So if you actually go against the system, then you're going to minimize you coming out of the house into the office. You know, that risk increases. So why take that, for lack of better word, panga? You know, just for 2 hours every day of commuting. You know, so this is what my suggestion there is, and thankfully they hear me out and they'll see the logic in that. That's how, I mean, I'm sorry I'm being very I'm not being very specific.
No, I understand that. I think you are still being very truthful rather than being specific. We don't want to say anything specific. Let's talk truth. So Afghanistan is tough. I understand that. How do you manage it? I mean, after listening to all those stories, मुझे खुद नहीं समझ में आ रहा है आप कैसे मैनेज करते हो वहाँ पे. जब वहाँ के लोगों से आप डील करते होगे तो आपको बड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स भी फेस करनी पड़ती होंगी, I'm sure.
People are wonderful. They're absolute sweethearts, I would say. Very, very cooperative, extremely humble, and you know, they're very much like our own people here. Sometimes so much so that जो बोलते हैं वो मीन नहीं करते हैं. You know, the way we are, exactly वैसे ही हैं वो. And sometimes, you know, they're too sweet to be true type of, you know, but they're really simple people, soft spoken. कोई इशू नहीं होता. कभी कभी वो होता है कि मतलब यार काम नहीं कर रहे हो, यार क्या है, मतलब वो फ्रस्ट्रेशन होता है. But they're nice, smart, intelligent. They're really good, very, very loving. I really love that set of people. Even in Yemen, for that matter, when I was there, the staff was excellent. Local people were excellent. वहाँ पर तो, यहाँ पर तो खैर we can't venture out on our own. वहाँ पर भी ऐसा ही था यमन में. But thankfully, just before I left that place, वहाँ का old city is Sana'a. Which is the northern part, जहाँ main conflict है, Houthis वाला. So वो अबाया वगैरह पहन के, one of my drivers and my engineer colleague, he took me into the old city, which used to be a UNESCO property, protected property, once upon a time. अब तो खैर वहाँ बहुत सारी shelling वेलिंग हो गई है तो टूट फूट गया है. But beautiful, it looked like old city here, you know, चौक जैसे घर हैं वैसे वाले. बहुत ही सुंदर है, मतलब इट्स अ यूनिक प्लेस. वो थोड़ा सा कोफ्त होती है कि यार एज यू ट्रैवल टू सो मेनी ब्यूटीफुल प्लेसेस बट यू कांट गो इन बिकॉज ऑफ दीज रिस्ट्रिक्शंस. But people are nice, so they will steal you in and sneak you in some way or the other. So that's nice. And you wear a abaya and you pass off as a local.
Any threats in so many years?
Not personally, but yeah, there have been multiple that because we have our own compound, so there are times when you know, our security.
Any story you want to share with us?
We've had issues in Yemen where there were kidnappings of our UN staff. So those things keep happening in South Sudan, Juba. Once I was there, and we had shootouts right outside the UN compound.
सबसे ज़्यादा डर आपको फिर कब लगा?
Unfortunately, I'm a Sikh, सरदारनी, तो डर वर तो लगता नहीं है. तो
नहीं, जब आप बोल रहे हो मिसाइल्स थी और you know
वो तो वो होता था हम लोगों को कि यार किसी दिन भी एक यहाँ पर द यूएन कॉम्पाउंड वाज अ डी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट जोन, लेकिन ये होता था कि एक आध कहीं गिरा दी और फिर बोले ओप्स गलती हो गई. तो वो सब तो होता है, मरना है यार. यू कैन यू वॉकिंग ऑन द रोड, यू कैन डाई, यू नो, दैट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. सो दैट्स, यू नो, आई मीन, एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, the UN security forces are so smart, so we trust them. Our drivers, we trust. Initially when I joined in India, UN में, यहाँ पे WHO में, तब थोड़ा सा वो लगा था. 2 बारी I was stuck in riots, एक बारी मेरठ में और एक बारी मुरादाबाद में, religious riots में.